that's not gonna happen. We're gonna wait for that. Okay, we're good now. Don't you have your own team? Don't you have your own team to cheer for? You gotta bring Pittsburgh into here, man.
No, they let go of Watt and a bunch of other good players, and I did personal security for the Texans for like 4 seasons. So no, I'm not a Texans fan.
Wow.
But I got your little Phillies right there. Little Eagle.
Yeah, there we go. You got something. You have, to be fair, you have more Phillies in your background than I have in mine. So.
Yeah, true. I was going to have a background. Like, I don't have a green screen, but it was just going to be cheesesteaks. But I couldn't make it happen fast enough.
That would make me really hungry. So I'm glad it didn't work out.
Like an hour of just staring at cheesesteaks.
Yeah, I'm like, sorry, Kane and Camilla, you guys, we're gonna cut the interview short. I'm gonna get some food. All right, let's see who's here. People are slowly coming in. We got Justin, the flipping accountant.
What's up?
Ever heard of this guy before, Chris?
Oh yeah, he's the king of Walmart's clearance and stealing people's stuff before they get it.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal, you know. Speaking of big deals, we got the real deal with Shonda Davis. How you doing, Shonda? Ooh, let me make this guy. Okay, he is French. All right, we got Rescue and Resell with Robin Renee. How you doing?
Up? They just dropped their first video.
Ooh, I gotta go watch that. I didn't see their first video yet. I gotta go watch it. We got Veronica Mitka. She's born in Germany but lives in Virginia.
I was about to say you nailed that, so you must know.
Yeah, she was. I used to call her Veronica, and she would not let it go. So, you know this guy? Ever heard this guy?
Oh
before?
yeah.
Joey, you still didn't send me the Elmo version of Let's Go, by the way, on Instagram. So I'm still.
I have Joey's trophy right here on my shelf.
Paul, who's your favorite CPA on YouTube? Obviously Justin, the flipping accountant. There's no. Is there other CPAs that you're aware of? I don't think I know either.
Is there another CPA?
I don't think so. I only know one. Says Chris, what's up, buddy? What's up, Virginia? Angelo says, greetings, y'all. Is this somebody you know? Is this one of your people?
No, but I appreciate a good y'all when I see it.
Yeah. And we got Stacy Ann. I feel like I've seen her before somewhere.
Yeah. She's hanging out.
Yeah. There we got Justin. We got SSK promo. What's going on, Ken? We got the FI Resellers.
There we go.
You can just tell that this guy doesn't watch my stuff because he's like, are other people going to join us or what's happening?
I watch shows about learning the YouTube algorithm and the eBay algorithm.
Well, you don't think I could teach you that here? You don't think we learn about the YouTube algorithm? I can't even pronounce it. What's up, Courtney? Bolo Buddies in the house. How you doing? DC Cells is here. It says GA noob. Okay. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm assuming that means Georgia, which is in the southern part of the United States, which means that they can say y'all.
Ooh, cool Pantera shirt. Yes. Did you find that in the bins?
I actually bought it from a vintage kid on Instagram. And then now all the kids, whenever I wear it at the bins, they're like, why did you cut the sleeves off? Like, because it's 120 degrees outside and I'm fat. That's why.
You ruined the value.
Yeah, exactly.
How are people supposed to know it's single stitch now? You took the single stitch part out.
It's zero stitch.
What's up, Derek, Steven, Carter P, Pearl? Everyone's coming in. All right. Now we got some people in here. You want to tell people who you are and what you do?
I am Chris. I would say 70% of Flip the World because of my girth. The Mrs. Stacy, who's in the chat, she's keeping the kids quiet. She is the other part, and we are Flip the World online resellers, primarily eBay, a little bit of Poshmark and Mercari, and we hit dumpsters and Goodwill bin stores, and mostly, as you can see in the background, we primarily sell shoes.
Because of the girth, I like that. Justin says his favorite butt killer is on the screen. Would you look at that?
That's me.
Yeah, the only bug killer reseller I know is.
I have a Dale Gribble tattoo on my leg.
What's up, Flo? Debbie? Texas in the house. What's up, TJ? Joe
Let's
Deals.
go.
Guys, like I said, when I have an interview, I can't really keep up with the chat as much, but if I see you come in, I'll definitely say hi. Chris, so tell people, how long did you have YouTube for, and why did you start it?
I think I started like making videos in probably 2017, but it was like on a basis of one every random 4 or 5 months, just as I knew it was something that would potentially be, down the road, something that you see more and more people getting into and monetizing and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it was just to document the journey of using reselling to build in funds to grow our pest control company and to get that business up and running. And then it kind of turned into this is more fun than the pest control. So this year we're trying to scale it down and actually go full-time reselling and either sell or close down the pest control. Because, you can know something, but then you can be passionate about something else. And I'm really passionate about reselling and showing people that they can make money doing this. And I just know how to kill bugs. And I know a bunch of nerd facts about bugs.
Who would have thought that sitting inside an air-conditioned room cleaning shoes would be more fun than pest control? Nobody.
Oh, yeah. Any day of the week.
No one else gets that.
Since I have all these awesome art pieces, I have to wear like long sleeves and gloves and pants and a face mask now because the state
in Houston in 120 degree heat.
Yeah, going into people's attics to look for rats, and I'm just like, just kill me now.
What's up, Ella? So Renee says you started YouTube to show the tats.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I got into reselling so I could show everybody all the money I've spent.
What's up, Nisha? Nisha's also from Texas. She's north of Dallas. We got Dayton Valley Deals, previously known as Angie. How you doing? Cajun Roots Reseller. What's up, Johnny? Let's see, anyone else I missed? I don't think so. We had Derek already questioning for you. He says he mostly sells shoes. Do you restore shoes as well?
No, so I tried. I've done it on a few pairs that I thought that I could get away with it, like with the hardening cement but I don't get into doing like the restoration where it comes to doing the paint or the sole swaps or the midsole swaps or anything like that. I do actually have somebody that buys those style of shoes in bulk from me. If I find them at the bins, they'll buy them and they do that. But it's too much. It's too much work for me personally for the payout, and then also like I don't even like doing high end sneakers. Like I have some in boxes over here and over here from a buyout, but I really don't like selling like sneakerhead stuff because the people that are in that culture are so freaking specific and picky about everything. So it's like, hey, can I see a picture of the toe box crease? And I'm just like, it's creased. That's all you need to know is that it's creased because that's it. The way the crease goes doesn't change the value. It's either creased or not creased. But so I like to stick to the moderate $20 to $50 range sneakers. Those seem to move the best for us.
What's up, Susanna? What's up, Roy? He says Pantera rules.
I agree.
Oh yes, you got people who agree with you. What's up,
got
Donna?
Got my whiskey shot for Dom. I got this the day he was murdered.
Wow, man!
One of the biggest guitar influences for me when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah. All my guitars are over there.
So I pretty much known you as like the dumpster diver guy. Okay, there's a lot of dumpster diving channels. Some are huge too. But I know you as a dumpster diver guy. So how long have you been doing that? And like, why'd you start jumping dumpsters one day?
Like trash picking, curb shopping, dumpster diving, that all came from like just growing up. My mom would always pick stuff up from the curb. And when I was younger, it was embarrassing because I'm like, oh, cool. All the kids at school, because I came from a small town, they're going to be like, oh, hey, that's Chris. His mom, got a bike out of our trash this morning. And then, I got older and I started looking at the amount of waste that goes into it and how all of this stuff is really, it's kind of like the new cell phone or new electronics or anything like that. Is the way that America works is, oh, well, they just came out with an 82-inch flat screen and I am just I have a 70-inch, so I have to throw that away and I'm going to go get the 82-inch. And then we just noticed that there's just a lot of good stuff around Houston that we could pick up for absolutely free and make money. And so we started just picking it up, bringing it home, put it in the garage. If it was eBay worthy, like if it had a good sell-through rate, we'd put it on eBay. If not, Facebook Marketplace, and just keep it moving, and then just have yard sales to recycle the stuff out. If you want to look at it from a hippie conservative way, conservation, we're keeping stuff out of landfills. And if you want to look at it as a capitalist, we're making money off of people's trash. So
there you go.
What's funny about being like a dumpster diver trash picker is all the videos that we've ever done about doing that. They're our lowest engaged videos. They're the highest engaged on Instagram, but the lowest engaged on YouTube. So we just stopped doing them. People like to watch us go to the Goodwill bins the most. I don't know why. I mean, probably because I do crazy stuff like throw shoes across the bins and say, "What's up, Joey?" and get yelled at by managers.
Throw some shape ups everywhere. Just so you could go for the 82-inch TV right now.
Yeah, one of my new pest control customers, when I went into his study, he had it on the wall, and I was just like, "Holy crap, that's the biggest TV I've ever seen in my life."
Man, so many people from Texas. Another one, Jen's here from Texas. Says, "What up, Texas?"
I mean, we are, pretty friggin' huge.
Yeah.
We just gotta take that down. We're good to go.
I forgot what show. I think it might have been your show. You're talking about it. Did you guys have your own power grid? Like Texas has their own power grid?
So we have ERCOT. Texas actually seceded from the United States power grid when it came to electricity, so that they could, basically it's a fancy way of them controlling the price for all of us. They said it was to make it cheaper for Texans, but really what's happening now is they're telling us that we have to keep our thermostat at 78 during the day and 85 when we're not home, because there's not enough energy to go around. And so obviously, if the government's telling me to do it, I'm not. My house is at 68 right now, and it feels amazing. So I don't know. Apparently there was a news thing. Stacy told me about it this morning, where certain power company is actually just going into your smart meter and changing your temperature.
What?
Yeah. So it hasn't happened to us yet. It's nice and cool in our house, but if I notice our thermostat change, I'm going to go insane.
I only know Chris is from IG. Was not subscribed until now. Well, here we go. Look, I got you one sub. You're welcome.
There we go. Look, guys, I'm supporting. If you haven't seen it, I got an Eagles jersey. Found it in the trash, and I didn't leave it there.
Appreciate you saving the environment. Let's listen. All good. So what is like? I always wonder, because I'm getting a little into dumpster diving myself. I don't do like, I don't actually dive into dumpsters, but I have like a calendar of when the big like recyclable items are, like the big trash days are, and I go the night before. I drive around, try to find things like that. Do you ever like find any like areas or like communities or maybe businesses that are always going to be like gold mines for trash, and you just keep going back to that same spot?
Yes. So we actually have a few locations like that. We have a neighborhood that literally does, like, every week they have a heavy trash. And it's like that neighborhood is like clockwork. Everybody, and sometimes it's the same house. I'm like, man, how much stuff do you have in there? Why don't you just do it all in one shot? But it'll be a neighborhood where you'll always find like strollers, car seats, kid toys, which all move very quickly on Facebook Marketplace, because usually the way it goes in the children world, if you don't have children, is your first kid, you buy everything new. By the time you get to your second and third kid, you're looking at Goodwills and stuff like that, because you're not spending $400 for a stroller that they're going to use for like 2 months. So we just use that as a way to capitalize on selling those things, because people just throw out strollers and car seats, and we make pretty good money doing that. And then also, as far as like retail stores, once you start going, you kind of figure out what days they generally throw out the most stuff, and we just keep going on that day.
What's up, Patrick Murphy? Stacey said, rich neighborhoods. Thanks, Stacey.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I don't want it to get into like class wars or anything, but yeah, I mean, common sense is if it's got a gated community, just hang out around there till one of the people goes in and then sneak in.
What's up, Ronnie? I just saw you on eBay Addicts channel. Thanks for stepping by.
Yeah.
I saw Chris was watching you as well.
The Card King.
The Card King, yeah, for sure. So what is like the best thing you ever found? Best thing, and then most unique thing, yeah.
So the most unique thing I would probably say is we actually found a jewelry box full of vintage silver, Navajo turquoise, like cuff bracelets, necklaces, rings, like all of it just in the trash.
How would someone throw it out?
I have no idea. I think they probably just saw the box. The jewelry box itself was damaged, and I guess they just didn't look inside of it. It was the kind of box that you open up and it has like the tray, and the tray was empty, but underneath it was where all the jewelry was. So, I mean, probably like $1,000 worth of jewelry, maybe more. Luckily, we have a friend that like specializes in that. That's like what he resells. So he's kind of looking at this stuff and valuing it for us. We've sold a few pieces, but a lot of it we just put up. We didn't list it because I don't know, Stacy wanted a few of the things, and then we might keep some for the girls as they get older, but cash talk. So if anybody wants any, let me know. Most interesting thing that we found and sold was a retina scanner. So if anybody that's been following our Instagram since like last year,
like the eyes, like that,
yeah. So last year in August, my retina fell off of my eyeball, and so I had to have retina surgery. And then like 2 months later,
explains the eye patch in some of your thumbnail.
Exactly. Yeah. A lot of people were like, "What's up with the patch, bro?" And I'm like, I don't know. Watch an earlier video. I posted really gross photos. So anyway, I had 3 retina surgeries because it just kept falling off. And after the 3rd surgery, now I have a cataract, so I have to have another surgery. So I'm still blind in that eye after like 8 feet. I can't see anything. But I found this retina scanner, and I was just like, holy crap, 3 eye surgeries, and then I find a retina scanner. And I ended up selling it for $1,500 to an optometrist in Youngstown. It's in Pennsylvania. Maybe
Youngstown?
Yeah.
Youngstown, I think it's border of PA and Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would you ship it to him? What's that?
Did you ship it to him, right? There's no way he just drove to pick it up from you.
No. Yeah, I shipped it to him.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I grew up. I saw that comment about just burning your trash.
Yeah,
I grew up in a small town. That's where we had to do it. We just burned our trash, and then the only thing we couldn't burn were like tires and rubber and stuff like that. My parents still live in a small town in South Carolina, and they burn their trash.
That explains why you got the accent down so much, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's what people, they're like, you don't speak, because I grew up in North Carolina. I moved to Houston when I was like 13, so the real North Carolina mountain accent, it kind of left me, but I still remember all my football and baseball coaches. They'd have their dip in, and they'd be like, Hatfield, you need to run faster, fat boy. That was back when your coach could call you fat.
Well, I think in the South they can still call you fat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I have people walk up to, I have people that still do that. They're like, man, you're fat. You're not even that fat.
It's pretty much got like the whole water boy. That's what I call it, like the water boy voice.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's one thing I'll say I love about kids that are like 7 and under, is they just don't have that filter, and then so they just see, if they see something, they just say it. So like I always have to watch when we're in the store with the young ones. Can they be like, Mom, that man's creepy looking? I'm like, oh God, don't say that.
Like it's true, but don't say it.
I'm like, I agree, he is rather awkward looking, but don't say it, because then he's gonna look at me like I'm supposed to engage, and I'm like, I'm sorry that they said that. I mean, I think you're creepy looking too, but
so for those people who maybe are not aware, what are the laws for dumpster diving? Is it legal, or is it based on like property, or how?
Yeah, usually it's based on property. So in Texas it's pretty much, if it's a neighborhood,
there's like no laws in Texas. So
yeah, we're the Wild West. So yeah, in the last month, just so, I mean, without getting politics included, in the last month, Texas has done away with gun permits, so you can just carry a gun no matter, you don't have to have a license anymore. It's illegal to have abortions, and you have to have your AC at 78 degrees. So like, we have no laws here. We just do what we want. But no, so most of our neighborhoods have sidewalks, and so the way it goes is from the sidewalk to the street is actually city property, and you put your trash between the sidewalk and the curb. So that's free range as far as like going into neighborhoods and taking things out of the trash. As far as businesses, if it has a fence or a lock on it, you have to stay out. Or if it has a no trespassing sign, pretty much private property can control what is considered trespassing or not. Now, nationwide, the Supreme Court passed something where dumpster diving is not illegal, but they did the small print is each individual private business has a right to determine what is trespassing. So I think we've been run off by security like twice in like 5 years. And really, it's nothing. They'll just drive up and be like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I saw some stuff in here I wanted to take. And I go, you can't be here. It's private property. Like, oh, sorry, we'll leave.
Okay. So it wasn't like the cops got called or anything like that. It wasn't.
No, I mean, I've been in a dumpster and like Stacy's usually my lookout. She'll like send me a text or something or be like, woo-hoo. And I look up and there's like 4 cop cars and I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. And they're just like, hey, what are you doing? We had a call. And I'm like, oh, well, I found this office chair and there's a printer in here. And they're like, okay, well, what you're doing is not illegal. Just don't make a mess. And I'm like, okay, thanks.
There you go. Well, that's nice.
Yeah. I've only jumped out of a dumpster and ran one time, and it was literally just for a YouTube video. The security guard was like, why did you run? And I'm like, I was filming, man. It was for YouTube. He's like, that was dumb.
You guys heard it here first. Chris's videos are fake.
Just when I'm running. If it looks like I'm working out, it's definitely a fake video.
Passing through Philly right now. Nice, Sandy. Get a cheesesteak. They're kind of good over here.
Just don't go to Pat's or Geno's.
Definitely not. Well, that's a given. So how many times have you been in the Philly area?
So I started going yearly in 2011, and last year was the first year that I missed because of COVID. They didn't have the music festival that I usually go to. So I like to say that Philly has the same like vibe as far as like temperament and like the people as Houston. Like it's grimy, which I like. So it's not. I'm not saying that in an insulting way. Like Philly has a nice little. Grimy, yeah, Philly's like grimy. Like anytime you read a news article and they say that the police had to put Vaseline on the poles after y'all won the Super Bowl to keep people from climbing it, that lets you know it's a grimy city. So I love Philly. I love the people. I love the stuff there, the food. You guys have a lot of cool stuff there.
Oh, thank you. Never been to Houston, but I'm sure it's cool.
It can be. Don't come during the summer.
I've been to the Dallas area, Dallas Fort Worth, and that was pretty cool. So,
yeah,
I'm cool with you guys as well. So tell me a little bit about bugs. Why'd you decide to kill bugs for a living?
So out of high school, I was a musician, and we would just tour. We'd just jump in a van and we'd go around the country and play at small dive bars and venues and just write music. And we come back home and we get a crappy job for a couple months so we could save up and then write and go back on tour again. So I did that for a long time. And then I realized that it's not sustainable if your music is not mainstream music. So the type of music that we played is like punk, hardcore, heavy metal, not very like radio friendly, or, you're not going to sell out arenas. And I also made the mistake of getting married the first time. And so that kind of shut all that stuff down. So I had to come up with like get a job type situation. And school's never been something that I really looked at as important as far as in the real world. Like as far as like high school, all these schools, they just kind of teach you how to wake up and, be present from 9 to 5 and, basic, math and reading skills so you can go get a job. Cause that's really all it's about, is like creating little workers. And I never wanted to be that. So I figured a trade was going to be what I had to do. And I didn't want to be like an electrician, too scared of shocking myself. And bugs didn't bother me. So I applied, they hired me, they paid for my training. And then within a year, I was running that guy's company, and I did that for like 5 years. And then it was basically like him, the director of operations, and then me. And I was like 28 years old. And then the owner brought his 2 sons into the business. So I got bumped down two spots and basically got told like, that's the ceiling. And I don't have the mindset of like being stuck somewhere with a ceiling cap. So I had to figure out what I was going to do, because I'd already invested all these years in going to school and learning about bugs and bug biology. Like I went to Purdue University online to learn about bed bug biology and integrated pest management and all this dumb stuff.
It sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, it was the worst. It was honestly the worst. Like nobody cares if a roach is a male or a female. They just want it dead. So why did I have to learn that? So anyway, I decided I was going to open up my own pest control company because it's kind of like mowing yards. Like people are always going to need the service. So I thought it was a good way to always have something to fall back on. But after doing it for 5 years, and then doing the reselling, like I'm way more passionate about treasure hunting is what I call it. I don't really consider myself as like a thrifter, as more as I'm a treasure hunter, and I find stuff that people want and that they want to buy from me. And I just think that there's no ceiling in reselling. The amount of work you put in determines what you can do in life. And I mean, there's YouTube's full of people that are proving that. Instagram's full of people that are proving that. So I'm ready to let go of that trade and concentrate on this.
Makes sense. What's up, Michael? Another guy from Texas right here at Coma Finds.
Nice.
A little funny exchange happened. Pearl said Houston isn't all that, and then Stacy said Houston is everything.
Yeah, Houston is pretty much everything. I mean, That
was pretty funny. So Angela says that they opened for some bands you might know. I've never heard of these people, but they could be sound like bands you would like.
Oh yeah, those are all awesome bands.
So there you go. So Angela's from like the rock industry. Please educate us on bug biology. No, I think we're good.
Yeah. Everybody's like, dude, you should do a pest control YouTube channel, and I'm like, it would be so forced because I know all that stuff. It's like Justin, can you just do like an accounting YouTube where you don't talk about reselling, you just talk about accounting?
Oh man. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm just gonna jump in, give you the like because I like you, and then bounce and like learn nothing.
Female roaches make baby roaches. Good point, Carol.
Where's the diploma? She passes. That's pretty much it. I mean, that's really all you need to know. You don't need to know that they carry the eco sac and each one of those sacks has 30 roaches and they hatch every 8 to 10 days. And so every 8 to 10 days you can have 30 roaches and they can molt within 12 days. And after that they can have babies. And in a month you can go from 2 roaches to 100,000 roaches. See, exactly.
You're still talking.
I'd rather just tell you, hey man, I jumped in a trash can and found a freaking retina scanner.
Oh man, what's up, Danica? Another person from Texas right here. There's another one. Go. Ew. Yep. Agreed.
So I don't know. Can I click on these? No, I can't. So first of all, Austin sucks. Austin is basically California and could just fall into the ocean for all I care. Nothing but damn hippies and junkards in Austin. No offense.
I heard there's a good music scene in Austin. Though.
Oh yeah, so the only reason Austin has a music scene is because there's no other reason to go there. Unless you like
sexy Chris.
I swear, if you don't have a Merch by Amazon account, you need to make one and just make a shirt that says accounting is sexy, and all of the people that are CPAs will buy that.
Yes. I'm sending out bombs tonight. Oh boy. If I didn't live in Houston, I would not comment.
There we go.
I tend to choose rentals can over bugs. I agree.
I don't even like talking about bugs.
I can't even go as high. Wait, Carol, are you from Texas as well? A lot of people from Texas here. I feel outnumbered. Not many Philly people.
I dig in the trash, so I'm a damn hippie too. I am not the type of person that is adjusting well to the new world and where
you got to be PC the whole time.
I have no idea how to do that. Even with my kids, like I'm just like, hey, shut up, dummy, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, baby.
I don't know if you know, I go live quite a bit. So It's kind of hard for me to have a filter live. And sometimes I just don't realize I said something bad. Then I get like 200 out there like, you should have said this. I'm like, I don't have time for that. Like,
well, yeah. So
if people don't like what I said, they can just unsub. I'm not gonna have this mental filter. Like, what should I say this in the proper way? No, it's whatever I'm thinking is gonna come out.
Yeah, and honestly, like regardless of the way the world is now, like if you're a genuine person and you could tell when somebody actually is meaning something in like a hateful way versus it's just the first thing that pops out of their head. And, it's just like, if my dad ever watches any of our lives, he hears me talking about, well, I used to get beat pretty good when I was a kid. And, I don't do that on my kids. I'll still whip them. But, now as an adult, I'm like, maybe I probably deserved a good amount of those beatings because I was kind of a hellion.
The bug spread. What's up, Marcus? I met him from your live. That's the first time I learned about Marcus.
Oh, bringing him in. He just got his first Vero.
Welcome to the club. You're pretty much an official reseller. Once you get the Vero.
Dude, I was going to make a shirt that says you're not a reseller unless you've had a Vero. It's true. We had one within the first year of selling, and it's because I use the word Velcro like a moron.
How dare you? I got one because I used the word onesie. I don't realize that was a.
Well, yeah. See, somebody needs to just print all the things that you can't say and just mass produce it to everybody. But they change literally every day.
It wouldn't be enough ink.
And you don't even know until they send you an email and they're like, hey, by the way, enjoy the next 3 days off because you're not selling on eBay. And you're like, what?
Yeah. They're a badge of honor. Hard to pass.
That would be awesome.
Onesie, yeah, you can't use the word onesie.
Nope.
That one's, you have to say like bodysuit or body.
Yeah, so you have to use bodysuit. Like Velcro, you have to use adjustable strap. But his was a weird one. He just sold Nike track shoes to someone overseas.
Yeah. It must have been part of the Allbirds update.
Yeah, as soon as I saw his video, I just went on to our store because I have a bunch of Nike track shoes, and I just took them off of global shipping. I was like, oh, God, please don't start Veroing me.
What's up? First time I see him in here. Oh, Marcus, you're not blue either. Let me make you blue.
I like that name, Jackass Retro. That's good.
All right, got all that fixed. All right, so I have this thing here at the half an hour mark where I go through your Instagram. I find 2 pictures. I'm just going to show them, and you got to explain them a little bit, okay?
All right. I'm so glad you're going through the Flip the World one and not my personal one.
Yeah, I was like, these all look way too professional. There's probably some better ones he has somewhere else, but whatever.
Yes.
All right, so we got this one right here.
That is me inside a dumpster. I see a couch and some good stuff. Let me see. When was that? January? Oh yeah, January was like the height of all these stores and neighborhoods getting rid of their after Christmas stuff.
Yeah, so I was going to ask, what is the best season in Houston to dive? I figured maybe like Black Friday and then Christmas, like that. Q4. Is Q4 good for dumpster diving?
Yeah, basically the beginning of the year after Q4, and then honestly, I mean, I don't know how it is other places because you see people on YouTube all the time. Anytime there's a new iPhone release, like the month after that, people are finding all the old iPhones in the Apple dumpsters. Our Apple stores here actually have compactors, but whenever you go to an Apple store to trade in your phone to get the new one, most of the time they don't refurbish or anything like that. They just chunk them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And some Apple dumpsters are open to the public?
I see people, there's dumpster divers on YouTube that they post videos where they have 50 iPhone 7s or 50 iPhone 10s that they've gotten out of the dumpster. It's crazy. Usually after a release of a new phone. So like I said, the U.S. wastes a lot of stuff, man.
So this is one of those huge dumpsters, right? This is
actually like a 50-foot container that the city put out in near a neighborhood because what's the nice way to say this? So there's certain areas where driving the extra
look at that filter going to work right there.
Yeah, we're driving the extra 5 miles to donate the item or to take it to a trash facility is not worth the effort, so they just dump it on the side of the road. So there's certain areas in Houston that are known as dump sites. And so to combat that, the city just caved in and started putting these 50-foot city waste containers. It's like, okay, you don't want to drive 5 miles, we'll meet you here. Just put it at least in the bucket. And so they'll come and pick it up. So once we figured that out, we were able to start going to those city containers and kind of going through it. And usually what it is it's people throwing away couches and stuff that they don't use anymore, like old vacuums and printers and box TVs and clothing and all that stuff.
So you found some good stuff?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Nice. And do you and Stacey have like trash dump like date nights?
Oh yeah. So she's actually been on my ass about it because we haven't gone in about a month because I got so much shoes and we have a lot going on behind the scenes as far as like the kids, like the next one out of the house. We're having his big send-off party tomorrow. He leaves for the Army next week. So that's two out of the house, 2 in the Army. So he just graduated. So we're having his big party tomorrow.
You have kids that old?
Yeah, so we have a 20-year-old that's in Kansas right now. She's at her duty station. She's a drone pilot for the Army. And then he is 18, and he's going to be a helicopter mechanic for the Army. So he leaves for basic training next week.
I probably asked you this before. I don't think you were like much older than me. That's impressive.
I started young, man. What can I say? No.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so we have that's why I tell people we're kind of like the John and Kate +8 of reselling, except for, like I'm fat, not Asian, and she's not a beep.
We're all they have. Good to know, Marcus. I was surprised at how old Marcus was too. All right, so here's the second one right here. So this is a yard sale, correct?
That's our yard sale. That is everything you see in that photo. We got out of the trash or a dumpster. 100% of it.
That is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
if I can I zoom in on this now?
It's a lot. And we sold probably, let me see, what was that? That was the February yard sale because our neighborhood only allows a yard sale every quarter. So that was February. So I want to say we did like $1,100. And then everything that didn't sell, the stuff for eBay we kept, and then everything else we donated to a local charity.
So how often do you have these yard sales?
Every 3 months, every 4 months.
And it's this much
inventory. And it'll be all new stuff too. So all that stuff's gone. And so we just had our next yard sale. What was that, in May?
Yeah.
And it looked exactly like that, but it was all new stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It hurts my head to think about it because we will store it and, obviously it sells through Facebook and other things like that. But the stuff that we like particularly hold, like that Wii, you got a Wii board there. All these crosses all those cross frames that you see right there at the beginning. Yeah. Those all came from At Home, the trash, like Garden Ridge. I think they're called At Home everywhere now, but they used to be called Garden Ridge. All those plush and toys in that far corner close to the car. Yep. And then you can see all the shoes over here on the left. Those are all going to be like women's heels and stuff that I don't like to sell on eBay because I just don't know anything about like wedges and all that crap.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So and this is just stored in your garage for like 2-3 months, then just goes to the.
That's it. Yeah. So we put it out for the yard sale, and whatever we sell, we obviously we use that money and go buy more stuff like that we actually want to sell, which is shoes, and then everything else. So if the yard sale is going to be Friday and Saturday, Stacy will have we use the Purple Heart here. We'll have Purple Heart donation come pick it all up Monday or Tuesday. That way it's just, we don't have to put it back in the garage. We put it in front of the garage, we cover it, and they just show up with a box truck and they take it all.
Yeah, thank the children for your service.
Amy
said. What up, Roman? Army strong. How long have you and Stacy been together?
Too long.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I knew she was going to say that. So that so long that's how I knew that was going to be the answer.
Oh, it's so funny. We have bull picker twice a year and just put it on the curb and they pick it up. Nozzle guys drive through the neighborhood and make good junk of the change and to mention resellers. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's one thing I noticed on YouTube. Like the two biggest dumpster YouTube channels are going to be Taco Stacks, and then actually it's a guy from Houston called Mike the Scavenger. And the only difference,
Taco Stacks is from PA. He's like an hour and a half north from me.
Yeah, man, he crushes it.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do versus what we do is they do like junk haul where they'll actually scrap for the metal, which we have a metal recycling plant like 3 minutes from my house, but I just never wanted to get into the point of like collecting all that stuff.
What's up, John? Ever heard of John before, Chris?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of a big deal.
He kind of a big deal. I have secretly been studying his his YouTube channel.
Oh.
Because one thing I've noticed.
It's not a secret now, by the way.
Yeah, well, you know, if you're a reseller and you're on YouTube, you're all making the same videos. But what I've noticed,
he's been like secretly stalking you, John, just so you're aware.
Yeah, I wanted to know how many videos is he not wearing that hat.
These are the stats people need to know, Chris.
I mean, that's all I care about. I'm like, all right, so I've gone through 200 videos and he's had it on every time.
Now, is it the same hat, though? That's the other question. Is it the same hat? Is there multiple hats that look alike?
I imagine
is the Reds logo a little different?
It's one room in the house that has like 6,000 of the exact same hat.
I can see you having that.
No, I've been diving into his stuff a lot lately.
It's if you want to grow your YouTube channel, he's definitely one person to follow for sure.
For sure.
I see.
Yeah, because one thing, like people like point of view, and he does a lot of that.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're not all making the same videos. Very true. He has 100 hats. He alternates. There you go. See, Marcus did the same study. Where were we before John interrupted us? Freaking John coming in here, rudely interrupting us.
We were talking about yours.
Yes, bulk pickups, right? Scrap. We're talking about scrap. I want to make a little point because my uncle, that's what he does too. He just goes and he collects whatever fridges and grills and whatever, and he scraps them. But then I was like, I got this brilliant idea. I'm like, what if you don't scrap them? What if you resell them? So pretty much if they turn on and work, he brings them to me and I resell it and we split the profit 50-50. So like he brings me a fridge, I can sell it for like 120. I keep 60, he keeps 60. The scrapper was going to give him like $10. So he's making 6 times more and doing that too. But so that's the one thing, like if you don't want to collect scrap, you can resell it. And fridges and stuff, those appliances move quick. I was hoarding air conditioners, waiting for it to get like above 90. I had 18 or 19 ACs. They all sold in one day because it was just super hot and everybody needed the relief.
So you have like a warehouse or something to store stuff?
Yeah, right now I'm in my warehouse. I have 4,000 square feet. So
oh yeah, so see, you've got the space. So like one reason we kind of niche down to just shoes and jeans is because it's like I can't stand clutter, and so I don't even go in the garage like while we're collecting all this stuff from dumpsters and trash. I just put it in the garage and I'm like, Stacy, that's all on you because I'll have a panic attack if I go in there. So she does all the organizing and puts everything into tubs and gets it yard sale ready, and then she'll pull out like, hey, check these on eBay. I think these can move to the eBay section. But yeah, it's to be anti-clutter and a reseller is like, it doesn't make sense, but I do it.
Yeah, no, it's really hard to because like if you look at my warehouse, it looks like I have no room.
Yeah, I've been staring at the boxes behind you and just kind of like twitching my leg. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, this is my clean room.
I'm like tapping my foot with anxiety, like, oh my God, look at those boxes. No, I'm just kidding.
This is what the clean room looks like, man. John says Steven Steph is another great dumpster diving channel.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Well, we have one by me called Just Me Caffey. She's pretty new, but she's about 40,000 subscribers, and she pretty much jumps into like CVS dumpsters, Walgreens, that kind of stuff, and then all the food that they throw out, she puts into a pantry and gives it to the needy. So,
nice.
A lot of awesome dumpster.
People are really intrigued in that scene, that subculture. Like I didn't really realize there was like a big dumpster diving, curb shopping, like community until you start doing it. And you're like, you know what? I see that same white truck every Tuesday when I'm in this neighborhood, So then you learn like, oh, they're doing what I'm doing. Well, now I have to get here earlier.
My uncle does that with scrap. There's a lot of people who do scrap.
Yeah.
And John's like, oh, that's that truck right there. I've seen him on the same parts. So yeah.
I have a buddy in Philadelphia that he does like screen printing and stuff, but next to him is like a 1-800 junk company.
Uh-huh.
And he messaged me and he's like, dude, you need to like see if they have those where you are, because these guys come back with box trucks just full of stuff, and then they just put it in this dumpster behind our. He's like, I was like, why don't you go ask him if you can store the good stuff?
So John has the answer. He worn 2 different hats throughout the years. Just 2 hats.
Perfect. Yeah. So I have to like, they get really gross. Like I've washed this hat like a million times. Like Texas is a different animal, and I guess all the aluminum in my body, I just sweat yellow.
That's normal. Chris, you haven't seen the warehouse. Paul's in lying. His stuff. Yeah, I'm not lying. There's stuff.
I've seen a few videos where you just have stuff all behind you, and I'm like, that's green screen. There's no way he's doing that.
Yeah, but it's green screen. I always have like goals of like I'm going to make it clean one day, and then there's been like situations where I spend like a whole week organizing, making it clean. It lasts about 2 days, and then
you have like a shipment, or you have a box full of refrigerators coming or something.
Like, I mainly source from storage units, so it just takes one storage unit, like a big storage unit, just to mess the whole organization up. So that's how it works.
I've had both of these collapse on me, and I just lost it. Like 100 pairs of shoes just all over the ground, and I'm just like, I don't want to be a reseller anymore. This sucks.
All right, so let's get into those shoes real quick while I still have you here. I've seen some videos where you said like some store manager said, hey, come back in an hour. I got some good stuff for you. Or they're like, hey, I don't have anything today. Or, hey, the new carts are coming this time. Can you explain the importance of building those kind of connections and how that helps?
So, you'll see other channels. They always talk about just, communicate, tell people what you do. Like, I always imagine like you or anybody that goes and does yard sales with your camera on, like obviously somebody's eventually going to ask you what you're doing.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every day.
You just, it's my heart. It's for my heart. It just, I'm Iron Man.
I have cards on file, man. I'm dying for that question because I can get a sub that way. I'm like, I have a channel. Here's a card. Go subscribe.
Oh, see, perfect. You got to get that little bracelet that has like all they have to do is like touch your bracelet with their phone.
Get it? Yeah.
So basically, we would just go to the bins and to thrift stores regularly, and once you start doing it regularly, people will the workers will pick up on it, and so for us, like at the bins, they would always notice that we're buying like 30 plus pairs of shoes every time we go. And then when we start going to our thrift stores, we would have routes that we'd go to, and they would have so many. They'd be like, weren't you here yesterday buying shoes? I'm like, yeah, I'm a shoe reseller. So, the more you bring out, the more I'll buy. And so the managers just eventually just caught on to that. And so if we go into the store and I don't find anything and they see me trying to walk out, they're like, hey, come back in an hour. I'll go price some right now. I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll price shoes. And you're like, are you sure? And they're like, yeah, come back in an hour. And so, as long as you actually make the attempt to go back, like they don't know exactly what you're selling. So they'll have a cart full or a dolly full, and I might only find 10 pairs. But the fact that they stopped what they were doing and priced 35 pairs of shoes so I could buy them, you just keep building on that relationship. Like we've never asked for a discount. We never ask them for like specific stuff. I'll joke about things like at the bins. I'm like, hey, I see you got like 3 boats that you're about to bring out in the new row. That's all shoes. Why don't you just let me go back there and give me a 5-minute head start? Like I'll joke with them, but just talking to people. If you want to make it simple, find the ones at Goodwill that are wearing the blue shirt. That's the manager, and just build that relationship. If you have cards, it makes it even easier.
You mentioned that they check you out when you buy. Did they get some kind of like deal or something? Like why they check you? Because you buy pretty much a lot, right? So they get like a cut of what you purchase.
So I think the managers. So obviously Goodwill is a for-profit entity. Yes, they are a charity. They get all their inventory for free, but at the end of the day, they are a for-profit entity. So they want to make money, and they have quotas, and they have weekly quotas, they have monthly quotas, and they have quarterly quotas. So there we go, Buc-ee's. There it is. There's Buc-ee's right there. So the managers, obviously there's something tied into the manager's number that they log into the cash register. I guess they compete with other managers on who's doing, hey, during my shift, we made this much money. So anytime that we buy 25 to 30 pairs of shoes, it's just, we've gotten it down to where the manager always says, oh, well, I'll ring you up. But if we only have 2 pairs that day, they just let the red shirts check us out. But
no, that's just the store, right? Not the bins.
That's
right?
just the store. Now the bins, the manager usually just comes and talks to us, which I like. And it also makes me extremely, it raises my anxiety because when the manager like comes out of her way to come and talk to us, and she has a Flip the World like Goodwill ripoff shirt that she has. So it's just like, I feel like everybody at the bins is looking at me like that's that mother. So I feel like they attack me more when I'm at the bins. I noticed that when the shoes come out, all of a sudden I'm like this because people are like crowding me. I'm like, so I keep telling them like, hey, if I come in, I'll just wave at you, but don't come over and talk to me because then everybody beats me up.
Hey, Ella, thank you for a $2 super sticker. Appreciate you. I guess I have to. Do you know what happens when people give me money, Chris?
Yes.
Do you know what I have to do?
You get the money.
I get the money, but I also played the super chat clip. The funny part is the clip is of Ella. Ella's the one that just gave me money, so it's me, Ella, pretty much thanking Ella.
Ella.
Super chat, 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 super chat.
Nice. That's awesome.
So pretty much the first day I got monetized, I had no because not how people have like dolphins and like minions and all that kind of stuff when people give them money. So the first day I got monetized, I had nothing. So I was on with Ella, and I just kept doing like super chat dances the whole time somebody gave me money. So I'm like, I'm going to just screen grab that. And that's going to be my super chat thing.
That's
so
perfect.
Thank you so much, Ella. I appreciate it. What's up, Kayla? On my way home, listening in the car. Nice. In the art says a little paid small change. Some people just give me small things to put here away someone to count change. That's an interesting technique.
Nice.
Next time I'm going to have a pile of $40 worth. I'm going to bring my change out. I'm like, hold on, let me count in pennies.
What we usually do is we go to the yard sales like as they're closing down, and we don't get the discounts at the bins. I think that's what she means. We ask the people like, hey, what are you going to do with all this stuff as the yard sales winding down? And they'll tell you, oh, we're going to put it in the garage and save it for the next one. Or, oh, we're going to put it at the curb. Okay, cool. We'll be back.
Like,
if you want, we can just take it while we're here.
Yeah, there we go.
No, the worst anybody could say is no. And as long as you get over the fear of being told no, I mean, life gets pretty easy.
What's up, Carissa? How you doing? Another Buc-ee's versus Wawa. You want to talk about this real quick?
I'm sorry, what? I couldn't hear you.
So,
no,
I've never been to Buc-ee's, right? So I can't say what's better or not. Obviously, Buc-ee's is a bigger place, but I just Googled it. There's 40 Buc-ee's in the States, and there's 900 Wawas. We can't really compare those two together.
I have never seen a Buc-ee's fight video. That's all I'm going to say.
Touche. You can rest your case.
No, man. So, I mean, Wawa is good for what it is, and I don't know why. I don't even know where the comparison of Wawa versus Buc-ee's came up.
It's not even like the same place. It's
not. It's not even this. Honestly, it's like Buc-ee's is the Walmart of gas stations. Number one, Buc-ee's is amazing because they don't allow truckers. The end. So you already know the bathrooms are clean. They don't allow truck drivers.
I just lost half my audience. Thanks.
Oh, well, screw that place. No.
Philly flipper guy.
Yeah. I'll say this. Wawa, I do go to Wawa whenever I'm in Philly. I don't like Sheetz.
Okay. You cool in my book.
I don't. And anywhere that has soft pretzels, I'm going to go. So the end.
There you go. I got another super sticker from Little Debbie. Nice. Thank you, Debbie. Here's Ella again.
Super chat, 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 super chat.
Yeah, it's making me hard to do the interview here. All right, Chris, we have 5 minutes left.
Let's do it.
You want to talk about what you like to do for fun? Do you like to lay on a hammock, swing back and forth?
Only to get paid. No.
Do you enjoy hammocks?
I mean, not outside because it's hot and the mosquitoes here are disgusting. They're like the size of little birds. But so I'm still involved in the music scene. My band, the oldest band that I'm a part of since 1997, the band's been active. We actually took the year of COVID to write a new record. So we have record number 6 that we're going to be going into the studio and finishing. And then we have some shows scheduled coming up. Other than that, really just whatever Stacy and the kids want to do, I usually tag along because so much of if you hear snorting, it's my dog. I promise it's not me. Hey, I'm on TV. Don't fart. He is a massive, blind, deaf Boston Terrier. Say hi to everybody. Oh,
what's his name?
This is big old Max.
What's up, Max?
So we work with the Boston Terrier Rescue. So we always have a Boston here. Yeah, so whatever Stacy and the kids want to do, I usually will jump in on that because everything that I have going on in life takes up a lot, thrifting multiple times a day, going to dumpsters. So a lot of the time I feel like I'm dragging her behind, even though she has a blast doing it. So anytime they want to kind of do something, I try to appease that. So we went.
She's going to ask for your next visit.
I'm going to ask her next visit.
I feel like I just got you in trouble.
Probably, man, but I'm used to being in trouble.
Does the band have a YouTube? That's a good question.
Yeah, I think there's some YouTube videos. Definitely 3 of the albums are on Spotify. We can't do all of them because of the label, blah blah blah, but the band's called Will to Live if you're into really aggressive mean music, but we like
is it meaner than Korn? Is it meaner than Korn?
Yes.
Meaner than Disturbed?
Yeah, so you're going to be thinking more of Hatebreed.
As far as it goes, Korn and Disturbed.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's above that. See, those get played on the radio.
You guys don't.
No. We like to get tattooed. We do that often. I'm slowly running out of room, so Stacy has taken over that department of she's still working on her arms and stuff like that. I pretty much don't have much space left.
Chris, you should check out my movie soundtrack on Spotify, Yorktown movies. Some really good indie bands.
Oh, nice. Yorktown movie. Right there.
I had a friend with a Boston Terrier and they're constant gas.
It's the worst.
That's such a good idea. If people stay too long at the party, we'll let her out.
Yeah, the Boston Terrier gas is the worst.
All right. Y'all ever been to the gas station? Whoa. I swear it's real. I don't know what that name.
It would be in Arkansas.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. I guess I don't know what we're thanking you for.
I feel like Stacy's having a conversation with herself in your chat.
So the thing is, usually I'm behind. So when people say something, I'm like, "What did I say 5 minutes ago?" Well, I'm actually caught up here, so I'm still confused. So
yeah,
maybe she's just thanking me for getting you out of her hair for an hour. I think that's what it is. Yeah. So you're welcome, Stacy.
See, now you talk about things that we do. When I get off with you, I'm going to pack her and the kids up, and we're going to go to the what do they call it? The haircutting place, the salon. See, my brain just spazzed.
The haircutting place, wow.
Where they put a bowl on your head and they just cut the line right around it.
All right. So we're almost out of time here, Chris. Tell people where they can find you and what to expect on your channel quick.
So you can find us on Instagram at Flip the World TX. You can find us at Flip the World on YouTube. And as far as what you can expect, I couldn't tell you because I never even know. I have a bunch of different accents that I can do. I do a bunch of just random funniness. I have no real desire to be a serious person. I want to die old with scars and stories to pass down. So that's pretty much what I do. So if you're like that, but I also show people how to resell and how to make money, starting with literally no money at all, because you don't need money to start a reselling business, especially if you live in the United States, because more than likely you have a house full of crap that you don't use that you could sell.
There you go. Fact. All right, Chris, thanks so much.
No, thank you, man. Trash Army out.
Trash Army right here.
Yeah.
All right, man. Be good.
Later.
Now it's you guys.
We're here.
You guys look a little foggy over here, man. Is it that hot? Is it that hot in Houston?
Yeah, it's pretty hot in Houston, but that's just the way the camera is.
I like how you just cleaned yourself up. Camilla was still foggy. There we go.
There we go.
You're like, well, just make me look clean. Camilla can still be foggy over here. We're fine. What's up, guys?
Not much. We're just hanging out, ready, excited to be here.
Oh, you say that now. Wait till the interview's over. I have all these crazy hot seat questions for you guys.
Oh,
Let's hear them.
First, who are you? We'll start with the hard ones.
We are the FI Resellers. We're Kang and Camilla.
Mhm.
And some people can find us as the Fire Sellers on Instagram, but it's actually the FI Resellers.
Mhm. A little play on words, you
Yeah.
you could read it either way.
FI is FI, stands for Financial Independence, if you didn't already know.
There you go. And how long? I think I know, but how long have you guys been on YouTube now? It's like December, January?
Yeah, we started in January. It was actually our New Year's resolution to do like 50 videos and just see how it went.
Mhm.
And I think we're almost at 50.
Yeah, we're almost at 50 halfway through the year.
So we definitely surpassed that goal. But yeah, since I think it was January 1st, we posted our first video. So we've been slowly growing there. And then we've been reselling for about a year and a half. More so
Nice.
in the last year, like more seriously. Before that, just kind of here and there. So.
Yeah, I don't know which number I was, but I know I subbed you guys on January 17th. That's when we had our first DM. So I think I was probably in the teens, maybe early 20s.
Yeah.
I feel like I got on board on the FI train before it was cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and you guys have subbed to me since then as well, right? Because
Yeah, we usually try to resub to people who sub to us, and we love that part of the community because it just makes it a better community, right?
Mhm.
That's your model where you're always inviting people and you're always trying to support them. So we appreciate that about you, Paul.
Yeah, and it's like I always say, it's not that hard to subscribe back. It's all you do is click that button. It's not that much work. Thanks for having us on. Shout out to FI Resellers. That's right, Houston in the house.
Yeah, H-Town.
H-Town, the fourth best city in Texas, right?
Best city in Texas.
Yeah, the best.
Right. Okay. Hey, come on. It seems you got some fans in the chat. V Dixon Pickens.
Marcus.
Hey.
So let's see what I have for you. Whose idea was it to start reselling?
So it was my idea originally. I started on Instagram, and I still have that Instagram account that mostly sells vintage clothes and some vintage inspired clothes. And the money from that Instagram goes to charity. But at a certain point, I had some items that weren't selling to my followers, because on Instagram you have a limited, audience. You only have the people who follow you, really, who see your posts. And so I decided to expand into Poshmark just to offload some inventory that I had that wasn't selling. And then kind of realized that was kind of a bigger pool to be swimming in. And so expanded into Poshmark. And that was in May of last year that I really kind of went into Poshmark. And then in August, that's when we added eBay in. At some point, we were on Mercari for a while over the last summer, but we don't sell it on there anymore. It's too confusing to try to keep together all these different platforms and make sure that you delete the items when you sell them on a different platform. We are.
Well, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to delete the items.
Yeah, sometimes we forget, and it's a disaster.
Yeah.
I don't really care about Mercari, and I think I probably have like 500 items already sold. They're still in my Mercari store. They're available. So if somebody buys it, I'm like, oops, sorry, I'm out of stock.
Well,
what's up, diary flipper?
It's eBay, right? You care about your reputation on eBay, so that's the most important thing to us.
Yeah, I always delist on eBay and Facebook, because Facebook, like, if I think you have like 2 or 3 strikes with Facebook if they want to buy something that you don't have, and then you get like a ban for a couple of days or something like that. So
Right.
I don't mess around on Facebook either. What's up, all Flipping Flamingos? Diary Flipper. He's one of my newer subs. He's from Australia.
Yeah, Australia. So, he sent to us recently too.
Yeah, it's like what, 8 a.m. there or something. So good morning to you. Top of the morning. That's England. Right? That's not Australia.
Top of the morning. That's Scottish or anyway.
It's I don't think it's Aussie. Yeah, how are you? We're good, man. We're good. So Kane, when did you start getting involved in the reselling?
Probably around the Poshmark time. She got me started on taking the pictures. So that's kind of the division of labor where I will take the pictures, I will edit the pictures, and I will craft it.
That's true.
Nice.
Yeah, and it was my job to follow along if I wanted to.
There we go. Smart man.
Yeah. If I wanted to be a good boyfriend at that time, then definitely wanted to make sure I helped and I went to the bins with her to help her sort through things.
Day night at the bins. Ooh.
Yeah. And then, it kind of gradually evolved to me just wanting to do it because I caught the bug and wanted to just get involved. And now we're making this money and it feels good to make money. So I'm involved now.
Did you know anything about like brands or bolos at the time, Kang, or that was just all pretty much Camilla?
I had to comp everything. And I would get a lot of brands and I would say, hey, is this any good? And she would say no to about 70 or 80% of it. We'd toss it all back.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, I think this is a good brand. Like, look this tag. And I'm like, that's from Target. And then you'd be like, oh, what about this one? Like, Walmart. Like,
yeah, Faded Glory is good. Don't be hating on Faded Glory.
We didn't say this, Chad. Paul said that, and you take that with a grain of salt.
I love Faded Glory. Timing through, pretty good as well.
No.
We try not to pick up too many of them.
It's pretty funny to see how like you like. I remember you kind of in the beginning. You're like, so we got this brand. Then Camilla goes for 20 minutes to explain what the brand is and like what kind of hem it is and if it's low cut, the style. Then you make like a little joke and then now we got this brand. That was pretty much your videos in the beginning. But now you're like, oh, we picked up this. This is this. You can see how much even you learned from like your January videos to now. It's pretty cool to see how much more information you already have about that stuff too.
Yeah, thanks for saying that. There's quite a bit of a learning curve, to be honest with you. So I don't really recommend doing our business model as a couple if you both aren't into that space. But we learned about all that stuff together. So she was just at a higher part of the learning curve, and I was just following along. So it worked out.
We sell mostly like women's clothing. I already had an advantage because that's where I shop. So I already know some brands based on just my own experience versus like, of course he doesn't know all those brands. He's never needed to know all those brands until now.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I've been reselling for like almost 2 years now. Yeah, started June. 2 years, and I still don't know all those brands. So,
there's so many women's brands.
And especially like the lot of like I'm doing this Bolo Buddies challenge, and Be Carried Away had a video today. She's like, well, these 2 brands you guys obviously know are good, and then I'm like, I never heard of these 2 brands in my life. she's like, obviously everybody knows they're good. I'm like, yeah, sure, yeah, I know, yeah, great brands. Marcus said he learned a lot about clothing from you too. So there you go. That's
awesome. Yeah, we try to help people learn, and I don't know that we can ever really say that we're experts or anything. We just hope that we're helping people learn. But we have learned so much in this last year. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Be carried away. Yes, she is. she's definitely Be Carried Away. Carrie, she's actually coming on Live at 5. End of July, I think. August. I don't know. Around that time. But she's gonna be here. But I remember like one of your earlier videos. you're doing like a Goodwill haul, and you just pretty much were like showing every single brand and talking about it. I legit sat there with a notebook. I was like, oh, okay, this one's good. Write this down, write this down, write this down. So yeah, it's definitely very educational. You guys definitely taught me a lot.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Explain to me, how long you guys been Harry Mack fans?
I've been Harry Mack fan, and well, here's the thing. I'm the bigger Harry Mack fan, and I will kind of find clips for Camilla to watch just so that she can see the genius of Harry Mack. I've been following him like 3 or some odd years now.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. When he was pretty small, and now he's over 1 million subs. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say about you guys soon. I'm like, I was following them when they had 20 subs. Now they're over 1 million.
Maybe we'll get there one day.
Hopefully.
Roman says he only knows 2 brands, generic and non-generic. This is good to know. So when did you guys decide to break off into more like hard goods?
I don't know. I think when we started, earlier this year when we did a lot of Instagram related things, because that was when we started Instagram as well. So to help build our YouTube and our Instagram, we would pretty much follow any and all resellers, and that included hard goods resellers. And so that's kind of the natural part of being part of the community, where you just see things and then you get excited about all the potential that you can find at garage sales. But the funny thing is, I've been watching Cincinnati Picker for even before the start of this year, and he would always get hard goods. And just watching him do his thing kind of gets you motivated to go out there and find stuff as well. So I don't know. I guess part of what we're doing is that we still do a whole lot of clothes, but I will venture out into hard goods once in a while, and Camilla will sometimes find it. But I think at this point, it used to be 99% clothes. Now it's kind of like, I don't know, 70 or 80% clothes.
Okay.
We're picking it up here and there. We still have to comp a lot of things, but everyone should always be comping things, right?
Yeah.
Not when you have 15 minutes in a store.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, you still had time though. Yeah. You still had...
that jigsaw puzzle just didn't make sense to me. Like I'm gonna scan this thing real quick. A good thing I did, because that thing would have been bad if I picked that guy up.
Yeah.
How do you keep? There we go. That's a good question. Because you guys base it out of your where you live, right? So how do you keep the hard goods organized? That's kind of hard to do.
Yeah. So it's kind of difficult. We really don't have a whole lot of hard goods. So right now it's pretty manageable. We keep them in bins in the garage, and I don't know. We have to be very conscious of the space, so we don't pick up too many.
Yeah, so that's like what our issue is in growing our business right now is we have to, or I guess like the growing pains, is we have to figure out a new storage solution of like, okay, how are we going to set this room up different from the way that we had it set up for almost all clothes, and just making more room, because for the same number of listings of hard goods takes up a lot more room than clothes do. So we just have to figure that out, and we've been kind of working on it. We used to have like our shipping station in our storage room. We moved that out to another room, so to give us some more space just for storage.
So when
to the garage as well.
So when you go through hard goods, do you focus more on ROI or the sell-through rate? Like what's more important to you with the space concern?
It's both. So like if it's a lower ROI, we need a higher sell-through rate to make it worth it. But if it's a really high ROI, then we'll pick it up, and just sit on it.
Yeah.
We do have this space. It's just a matter of like if it was something really valuable, we can just put it in our living room or wherever.
That's a good point. Yeah. According to that, she stores them in totes and stacks. Smart too. I just have racks all over the place.
Yeah, we need to get a rack system.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason for it. I'm just like, oh, there's a spot right here. I know it's made of electronics, but let me put this car part right here. Why not?
I remember you telling us about the system that you have. It's basically all in your head.
There is no system. That's the system that I have. It's like, oh, I'm walking by to see space. There we go. This goes here. Then I'm trying to remember, hey, I was walking by that one time. And then yesterday, you should have seen it because you guys use GoPros to record? Or what do you
we have an action cam at this point. It's not a GoPro, though. We got the, I don't know.
GoPro?
We got to knock on
the GoPro.
It still works.
Yeah, so like, they had those little like SD cards on it. So I remember I was replacing them because I was editing the video from another SD card, and then I'm like, I put that card somewhere in my 4,000 square foot warehouse.
Oh man,
took me about an hour and a half to find, but I found it. Yeah, guys, pretty much don't do what I do.
Yeah, it drives us nuts when we can't find something.
Yeah, well, because I'm the one who puts things away, who like inventories everything, and then King is the one who ships. So he gets really like, where is it? Because I'm like, well, I know where it is because obviously I put it down in the place that makes the most sense. And he's like, I would have never found it.
Chris, if I'm smart enough for a GoPro, you are smart enough for a GoPro too.
Yeah.
So teamed up for the GoPro. I set up a SKU system with my inventory. It's a very smart thing to do, Michael. And I would recommend everybody to have it.
We kind of have a SKU system. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes things get misplaced. It doesn't happen often that something gets misplaced, but when it does, we can definitely relate to spending half an hour. What you were saying, spend an hour and a half just to find something. Yeah,
and it's always like the stupidest item too, right? It's like you're making like $4 on it or something. You're like, oh great, spend 30 minutes for a $4 item. All right, so now I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't ask, why quilts? What happened with quilts? Where did that come from? Surprise me.
We'll let Camilla start us off, and then it was part of my idea to kind of be that couple.
Yeah, so what happened originally was, so I had been looking in the like linen bin at the bins because the bin pickers always talk about finding shabby chic comforters or simply shabby chic. So I always look because I'm like, well, I want to find that. And so one day I was looking through there and I found a simply shabby chic. It's like a tongue twister comforter in there. And then I also found this really nice quilt, and it was in perfect condition. And I was like, I don't know. I think kind of people are into like vintage stuff. They're into that sort of like, it's cottage core or whatever. So I was like, okay, well, I'll pick it up. And
are you allowed to use that term? I thought that was Vero.
That was Vero? Cottage core?
Cottage core. I heard you can't use that anymore.
Oh, uh-oh.
Oh.
I gotta
go. Well, you just let us know.
Yeah.
I just heard that like a week ago, so I don't know if it's true or not. That could be a rumor.
We gotta double check that.
Yeah. We don't want to get it. So I picked it up, and then we didn't do anything with them for a really long time. Then on our honeymoon haul, we picked up another quilt that was just like super cool. I was like, okay, I just have a feeling about this. I think it's cool. So it was kind of just based on my intuition of like, I think we should get these. I didn't know how to look them up other than like, you can like quilt, whatever. But
shabby chic.
Oh, really? Well, good thing. Yeah, we don't have any for sale right now. I actually sold that one on Poshmark, but I didn't make that much money because it was over 5 pounds. I think it was like 8 pounds or something, this comforter. And so I only made
a heavy comfort.
Yeah. It was huge. I think it was like a queen size or something, and it was like thick,
Wow.
But so then we put those, quilts on eBay, and the one sold for $100 within like an hour. And then the other one sold in a couple days for $150. Because when the first one sold, within an hour, we're like, okay, we're going to raise the price of the other one. So then we were like, okay, there might be something to this. And then we started researching some more of like, we had found the pattern name of the one that we had, and we started just kind of reading about it. And then we looked up, comps with, the keywords that we had and the keywords that we were learning. And we just saw that they actually are worth a good amount of money. And so then we started looking, on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, and people would post like garage sales or estate sales, see if they had any pictures of quilts. And so Then we went to one moving sale and one estate sale. Picked up, I think we maybe picked up like 10 quilts.
Mm-hmm.
We just had 6 that ended auction today. We sold 5 out of the 6. One, I'm not sure why I didn't get any bids, but I'll have to lower the price and then try again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we sold 1 for $180, 2 for about $100, 1 for
60,
and then 1
for 80.
For 80.
So the fact of the matter is, there's money to be made, and we kind of decided at one point in there that there's a market for it, and no one in the reselling community is really talking. So we decided we'd be the people, right?
Yeah.
I know that the word is pronounced niche, but there are riches in the niches. It was what some people sometimes say, right? And so riches in the niches for clout. You want to niche down and you want to be the people, right? When you think of pots and pans, you think of hustling hooks. When you think of vintage T-shirts, we think of rally roots and things like that. Where if you're known for something, people will hashtag you and hashtag and tag you as part of that hashtag. And so that's kind of why we started this whole thing. But also, we just think quilts are really nice. When we started doing the research, we found an appreciation for it because if I told you that the fabric to make a queen size quilt is about between $200 and $400, I don't know that you would believe me, but that's the fact. And then it's crazy. And then people are putting hours and hours into it, so that labor is worth a whole lot. And so even at $100 or $200 used, that's a pretty good deal.
And actually, only one of them, so the one that sold for $180, that one was in good condition. Like, it didn't have any rips or stains. But then the other ones had stains on them, and they still sold for that much.
Wow.
And listed them with the stains and everything. So if you have ones that are like queen size and king size are obviously the best because most people have beds that are that size. And then if it's like clean, no rips, no stains, that's really good. But if it has stains, it's still kind of okay. Like, you can still.
That's crazy.
But we try not to pick up any that are ripped or torn. That's where it's really just not worth picking up, because the ones that we picked up, this is paying up for us. We've spent about $25 per quilt, and the ROI is pretty good. Between 60 and 180 per quilt on auction. Yeah. We did pretty all right. And so, we've been kind of just getting into it. And, people think of us when they do blankets and Afghans too, which is kind of a side effect of this whole quilt thing. But we mainly do quilts. We sold 2 Afghans for $70 each that we have in our next What Sold video. But, those are fun too, Afghans and all of those things. So that's kind of the story. Hopefully it's not too boring for the chat. I mean,
you can probably put me in a room and give me a quilt, a blanket, and an Afghan. I'll say it's all the same thing. I wouldn't tell the difference between any of them.
Yeah.
So V says because of you guys, half our bathroom is full of blankets and quilts now.
List them. Let us know.
Yeah.
And Chris said he used to go dumpster diving in nursing homes now because they're dirty quilts.
I've heard that those we've never picked them up, but I've heard that those blankets, those kind of like itchy sort of wool type blankets that have like the ribbon around the edge. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but apparently those are big money. That if you find some of those like vintage kind, I think of those like hospital blankets, but apparently those sell pretty well too. So the more you know.
His mom does quilting. They have to put her to work. That reminds me of like a Happy Gilmore. The guy's like, your back or your fingers hurt, so your back is gonna hurt. As Giant says, there is a lot of money, a lot of fabric in quilts. McCarran's never. Oh, interesting. I was learning from their IG posts. Yeah, but these kids are kids got a good Instagram, guys. We should follow. There it is. There.
Yeah, we're just glad that people are learning things. There's a hole that we're trying to fill with the reselling community with this type of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So is your hashtag "Don't sleep on quilts"?
Yeah,
the hashtag you guys want.
You sleep under
quilts.
quilts.
Play on words.
I get it. You sleep under the quilt. You don't sleep on top of the quilt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unless it's hot outside, and then you can sleep on the quilt then.
Right.
I don't know where it started, the don't sleep on whatever, but whoever started that kind of this evolved from that.
Yeah.
It was just fun.
Follow on Instagram too. That's right. Yeah, you can go follow me on Instagram, Cheryl. Do it. All right. So now tell me about the financially independent part. So we're talking about the reseller part. Why are you guys the FI resellers? What do you guys do to become financially independent?
Yeah. So financial independence is basically where you don't have to earn income anymore, because essentially what you've done is you have invested enough money where your money makes enough money to cover all of your expenses. So all of your expenses are covered by the amount that your investments are making. So for us, what we do, we both work full-time and then do this reselling as a side hustle. So we invest all of the profits from our reselling into the stock market, into our retirement fund.
All of them.
Almost all of it, like 90% of it.
Like we say,
now, you put anything go back to the business, the eBay business, or?
Well, the amount that we use to buy inventory, but we're limited by the time that we have. So that's the real limit on how much we can buy, because we can only go to the bin so much. We can only go to thrift store, all that kind of stuff. So we just spend however much we have, and then essentially what we do is we withdraw from our business account the profits from the previous month, holding back some for taxes as well, so that at the end of the year we have enough for the taxes to pay those. But other than that, we pretty much invest it.
You guys pay your taxes.
Well, there's some tax optimizations that you can do to actually not pay a whole lot of taxes, and we're kind of into that space as well.
Yeah.
But you guys should make a video about that for sure.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we're doing, so that that investment grows over time, so that eventually we'll be able to maybe go full time with reselling, and then eventually after that only have to do the amount of reselling that we want to do.
Justin said taxes.
Yeah. He knows. I'm sure Justin knows all about it. Try to lower your tax exposure as best you can, so that you're not actually paying taxes, but you're within the laws of the tax realm.
Right.
So
Justin gets excited when he hears with taxes. Like, oh, taxes. No, it's a taxes.
Yeah.
So pretty much, do you guys just put it all into the Roth IRA? I know you guys do that. Then you guys talk about the stock index. Is that what it's called? It's kind of like the S&P 500, but a little more expanded, right?
Yeah, that's right. So the idea is the total stock market index encompasses the S&P 500, but also pretty much all the other companies that are listed on the stock exchange. And so really it's called the total stock market index, and we shovel pretty much all of our money into that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, what is the percent growth from that over time?
Over time, it averages about 7% after inflation. So roughly 10%. So inflation is between 2.5% and 3%. So
that's the one thing I always try to tell people who want to save, and they say, I'm going to put in my savings account. And I'm like, you're not really saving anything when you put in the savings account, because how inflation works over time, you're not really making any money because of the inflation. So I always tell them if you want to be safe, do a Roth IRA, do the stock index. This can be way better for you than, because I think you guys said this yesterday on Jeff's channel. Like, pretty much, if you put in the stock index, you pretty much just saying, okay, I have hope or I have faith that USA is going to continue to grow as an economy over time. And if it doesn't, I think we're more screwed than just a retirement money.
Yeah, exactly. So
there's a lot more problems than that.
To protect your channel, Paul, I think we should put a disclaimer that this is not investment, advice. This is our personal and your personal opinion.
This is my personal advice.
but you definitely hit on it. It's the idea that the total stock market index is basically tracking all of the companies. And if all the companies are doing well, then yes, the index is going to do well. And if it doesn't, then we've got a whole other issue that we need to worry about, not the stock market, you know.
Justin, you know anyone who whoops for taxes? All right, Cheryl, so funny. All right, so we're at the 30-minute mark, guys, which means it's time for Explain the Gram.
All right.
You guys ready to explain?
Yeah.
Gram?
Let's do it.
You guys don't have much personal stuff on there, so it's kind of hard to choose from. But first, let's talk about this. That is way too organized for resellers, okay? Get out of here with that. How many of those bins do you guys have now?
We have 41. So we got the stuff from the dollar store. We had 40, but then we had an extra, so it's kind of like off to the side there, like on the edge. And so we numbered them. We just wrote in Sharpie on the little fabric there the numbers, and then those are our clothing bins. So you can see that they're overflowing. Oh,
those are our mascots.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, we bought those at the bins and just set them there and haven't done anything with them. So,
good eye, Paul. Good eye.
Yeah.
Now, do you put just like the same brand in one bin, or just doesn't matter? You're like, all right, that goes in bin 35, and just there's room in 35, and we just put it there.
Exactly. Is the second one. We have the inventory spreadsheet where we will make sure, or we try to put the item in the box and then make sure it reflects in our inventory system.
Yeah. So basically, once we take a picture of it, it goes in a stack that whenever I get around to it, I inventory that. So I'll bring it into this room, and then I have my little spreadsheet. And when I put it in the bin, I just type the number in there, and then that's it.
Justin should change. Cheryl's on fire. So now this is all just one room, right? You just have one room, or just a garage, or?
Yeah, we try to consolidate it in one room. This is pretty much all clothing in that one room as of right now, and then the hard goods will go out into the garage in bins because we know that they're not as sensitive to the heat.
Yeah.
Wow, smart. I love it. I can't do it, but I love it. I get where you guys come from, and then the other one right here is tell me how you guys met Trusty Velvet.
Yeah, during our honeymoon, we had traveled around Texas, and we thrifted to partially pay for our honeymoon. We promised that it wasn't just thrifting. We did relax during our honeymoon, but we met Rusty Velvet, Jennifer Yonker. She is really fun, a whole lot of fun, and she was in Dallas, and we asked if she wanted to meet up, and she's, I think, the only person we've met in real life so far.
Yeah.
So that was a whole lot of fun. We just met at the bins and just chatted, dug through the bins, got out of there, went to lunch.
Yeah, we were so we took a class, YouTube for Resellers, with Becky Park. Becky Park on Poshmark is like her channel. So she did, she's been doing this course. And so we were in like a mentorship group that met on Zoom each week. And so Jennifer was also in the Zoom meeting. So we met her through that. And then when we were going to Dallas, we just messaged her and said, hey, do you want to meet up? And it was really fun. It was just kind of like cool to see someone like in their element, that you had met like online.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like a surprise when it was planned.
Right.
Okay. Do you guys have plans on doing other meetups in the future, collabs or anything like that? Because as I talked with Chris, Texas is huge apparently for resellers.
Right.
There's a lot of them there.
Yeah, there are a few people we've reached out to. We said, hey, if you're ever in Houston, please let us know. That type of thing where
you guys never told me that. What's up?
Yeah, we have. Hey, don't lie to chat. So you're always welcome. We'll pick you up from the airport if you want, and then we'll take you around.
Yeah.
Come on down, Paul.
All right, you guys heard it here first. Then I didn't invite myself. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. See, Danica wants to meet up. she's in Fort Worth. I don't know how far it is from you guys, but
4 hours.
Yeah.
4 hours.
Yeah. That's whatever.
That's a day trip.
Yeah.
V loves Becky's course. I remember from her cohorts so far. Cohorts.
Yeah.
Cohorts. They told me that. Like I said, Nisha's invited too. Hey, look, see, there you go.
Yeah.
We're having a party.
Everyone's invited. This is an open invitation. We're happy to meet whoever.
Party at the firehouse, guys. If you have debt like me at higher interest rate and above investment rate, should you probably pay that ish off before investing?
Yes, most definitely. Yes. Most definitely, Cheryl. That's 100% right.
Pay that ish off, Cheryl.
Yeah.
I'm in Fort Worth area. Oh, look, see, look.
All right. So many Texans.
Wow.
Too many. It's not so many. It's too many. That's the rhythm. I know Roma's not in Texas. That's good. So what are you guys' plans for the future? Come on, you kind of mentioned that maybe full-time reselling or something. Is that something you guys see like far down the line or next 5 years or?
Yeah, so we're hoping sometime soon. So I'm hoping to be able to stay at home when we start a family and resell, from home. And so whenever that happens, that's kind of at the point that we'll transition me to full-time. And then whenever we feel like we've built the business enough, then can come on full-time as well. Mm-hmm. If that's still something that we're interested in.
It's definitely fun, but it's like a different mindset when you're doing this to pay the bills. I think Jake mentioned this in one of his lives where he's like, he says he's a fun-time reseller. So he's like, hey, if I list today, I list today. If I don't list today, whatever. But when your bills depend on it, you better, no matter what kind of mood you're in, you better start listing. And then there's other issues with like medical insurance and all that kind of stuff. That
we're too financially minded to be careless like that. So we're always looking at our numbers and stuff. So we're gonna make sure we have our stuff together before we pull that trigger.
Makes sense. It definitely makes sense. We talked about this before in my other live, but I don't think people know. What do you guys do for a living now?
So I work for a church. I work in adult ministry there.
Yeah, I work in human resources. And like Toby from The Office, except, well, actually, people are just okay with me. I don't know. But I do a lot of training and development. So I'm always looking to see.
You're more of a Holly than a Toby. That's what you're
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris says don't have kids. So sounds like a fun job. Human resources. I don't know why would you ever want to leave that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I have fun here and there. One of the fun parts currently is that I get to edit videos, do training videos. So I get to edit and practice my editing skills. So
there we go.
I get to fully apply my YouTubing prowess to my actual job.
So Ken, you don't want to edit for the channel?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. They're pretty good edits. You gotta teach me some things.
Thanks.
All I can do is just like cut and crop. That's pretty much as far as mine goes.
Well, if you want to talk about that, nerd out on that, I'd be happy to help, because I think that part of what we've talked about with YouTube is that, the what sold videos are very informative, sure, but we think that they should also be entertaining, and we try to incorporate that as much as we can, because some people are putting it in the background, but some people are actually sitting there and, actually trying to learn actively. So, we have a little bit for everybody.
Yeah. And I feel like you guys are getting a lot better at the entertainment part. That's why I continue to watch your what souls, not just for my bolos every single week. I should be like a featured member of your what souls. How many bolo appearances I made?
Yeah,
I almost sent you another one today. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, you gotta spread them out, Paul.
Yeah.
I'm like, people, I'll let them wait a little bit. But that's actually the reason why I stopped making what's all. This is like, I was falling asleep editing my own what's all video. I'm like, this is so boring. I don't want to put this out. People are not gonna like. It's cool. It's informative. People gotta know that. Hey, Fate of Glory sells. People want to know that. But I don't know how to make that fun. So I'm working on some different things behind the scenes to make it as entertaining as possible. But it's just so hard to make like a subject like, hey, we bought this for this. It's sold for this. We made this. It's so hard to make that entertaining. But people figure it out. The channel's gonna blow up.
Yeah, we're still figuring it out. We're gonna put more edits in there and stuff like that. But we're trying not to clog it up. So there's a really fine balance.
See, Stacy worked in HR for 10+ years.
All right.
Do you see her in the HR conventions in Houston?
Man, no comment.
Is that such a thing?
Yeah, there are HR, conferences and stuff.
Really?
Yes.
Sounds like such a good time.
Everyone is always proper, okay?
Yeah. So, what do you guys have ideas for the future? I don't know why I hear myself. Okay, good now. I was good. Because I heard you guys mention you guys want to implement more of the financially independent stuff on your channel, right?
Yeah.
What do you have ideas for the future of that?
Yeah, so we're hoping to, be able to just talk more about, what it is. I feel like a lot of people kind of misunderstand it, especially in terms of reselling, because people are like, think that financial independence just means that we don't have to work our regular 9-to-5s anymore, but kind of like entrepreneurship more than really truly financial independence. So kind of clarifying that, and then just kind of giving people a way into it, helping them understand how you can get started in financial independence, how it can give you more freedom and all of that. So and kind of how it fits in with reselling, because I think that those two things fit really well together, especially if you do have a full-time job. You could easily add in reselling to increase the amount that you can invest each month.
So pretty much you buy a shirt, you sell the shirt, and then you buy Doge with what you make. Is that pretty much good?
No, don't buy Doge.
Is that the video right there?
You can make that video. We'll make a different video, Bob.
Yeah. Imagine the views.
The idea. You came up.
I put all my profit into Doge. I put my whole stimulus check into Doge. The videos, those might get some clout. You never know.
Actually, you're right. That could be something.
Yeah.
I remember the video that Pam and Ryan did, Thrift Mind, where they said we used our stimulus money on lottery tickets. That one got some love, some hate, but some love too.
Yeah.
No publicity is bad publicity, right?
Right. That clout, So
get the clout.
we got that, and just the fact that the reseller community hopefully has an understanding of their numbers, right? And the financial independence community has a very strong understanding of their numbers. So hopefully, what your income is, what you're saving, what you're spending, and I think that there's a lot to connect these two communities together, because the reseller community has that entrepreneurial spirit where they don't want to answer to. We don't want to answer it to anybody, when we're 40 or 50 years old, or even 60, right? At some point or another, you just want to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of that mindset. It's all mental, as far as trying to get out of it, trying to work for yourself, trying to retire and enjoy your life, right?
And the reason is because we were just always taught from the same age, this is your path. You go to school, you go to college, you get a degree, you get a job, you work for 35 years, you retire. And that's always drilled into our heads. And then we're like, wait, we can do something else. It's so different. By the way, thank you so much, Carter, for the $6.99 Canadian I don't know what the exchange rate on that, but it must be good. He says, taking a break from listening, needs some motivation from Ella. Okay, I got you, Carter. Here she is.
Super chat, super chat, super chat. Super chat, super chat, super chat. Super chat, super chat, super chat. Super chat, super chat, super chat.
Thank you so much, Carter. Appreciate that. Oh, we got Kevin is here. So people that quit their job to resell are crazy, right, Kevin? Who would do such a thing? Who would leave a good paying job with good benefits, like I don't know, like a teacher? No, I don't want to like point anything out. Like, imagine you're a teacher. You can teach anything you want, maybe history, and you've been doing this for like 20 years. Like, who would quit that to do reselling? Absolutely crazy.
Shout out
to
Vegas. Great inspiration for following what it is that you believe in, right? And we want to eventually get to that point where we're doing it because we want to and not because we have to. So we'll get there.
That reminds me of how much I love Ella. Agreed. Super chat. Super. I think that's one of the biggest benefits of me going to that rally was now I have people like Kevin and John in my lives. Like, I'm trying not to like nerd out or anything. Like, that's pretty cool. It's like,
very cool.
The one video where he had on his Commonwealth Flipper channel, and Cameron like called me in the middle of the day, and I'm like, "Why are you calling me?" He's like, "I see you in the background of Kevin's video," and like, I was like, "That's pretty cool."
Yeah, I watched a lot of those point of views. Saw a little bit of Kat's, saw a little bit of Kayla's, saw Matt's. Oh yeah, and that was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Sometimes it gets repetitive, like the yard sale video we did, where all of us pretty much released the same footage. that one got a little repetitive. So like the first couple of people were pretty cool, but then like I already saw those 7 times. But it was still a blast for sure. Mm-hmm. Kevin, did you really quit your job? Yes, he did. He had a video about it last week. I know last week about it. Mm-hmm. There was something here from Cheryl. She says, "I have an idea for a live, and I'd love for you two be some of my first guests. I promise to be very interesting."
Oh, I don't like that laugh on there.
This is Cheryl. Cheryl will never do anything mischievous.
I'll take your words with a grain of salt, Paul.
How can you not trust Cheryl? She's a great lady from the great state of Indiana. How can you not trust her?
We've been in your chat enough.
Good point. What up, Katie Reeds? How you doing?
Nice.
Hi, Katie. I've been doing this filmmaking before I moved to the States, moving in December from Kenya, and I feel like I might be switching to full-time reselling and filming part-time.
All right.
Wow. That's awesome. Also, welcome. Yes, why? Woo. Waisiki? I feel like I might have butchered that, but welcome, Waisiki Ray. Thank you for being here. First time I see you in the chat. Welcome. Nothing isn't interesting with Cheryl. Very true.
Yeah.
It worked, Ella. Back to listening. There we go. If you guys have trouble listening, just send me a super chat. we can save that. We can save you for that as well. Yes, you got it. Nice.
Nice.
Well, welcome. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And that's a great step. Full-time reselling and filming part-time. I just went full into full-time reselling. Oh gosh.
Here we go.
This is so awkward all the time. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Here's Ella again.
Super chat. 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 Super chat.
I feel like I'm going to owe her money by the time it's all said and done. After YouTube takes their cut and Uncle Sam takes his cut, Ella takes his cut, I'm going to be owing people money for super chats.
Yeah, but you can sell it as an NFT or whatever that thing is.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, NFTs are hot now, apparently. That's what the kids collect.
I guess I honestly have no idea what they are. I just know that they exist and they go for big money.
Pretty much, I call it like gifts that you can buy and keep. It's pretty much what I call it.
Eventually, they disappear from the rest of the internet. Like, just no one else is allowed to see them. I don't know. Like, the point of owning it, I can also see it,
Yeah, I don't get it either. A lot of things I don't get. It's just, like quilts. Like, who buys quilts?
The The funny thing is, we own quilts for personal use too. They're really nice. So
all the quilts you guys pick up, they're all unbranded, right? There's like no brand that makes quilts. Right?
There are some that, well, if you're talking about like a store bought, there are some pretty popular ones.
Yeah.
But we try to focus on the vintage and handmade ones.
Yeah, that's where some of the big money is. But I mean, like if you found like a Pottery Barn quilt or like Crate and Barrel, that sort of thing, I bet that those would go for money too.
Yep.
Makes sense. And so I have like an Amish community about an hour away from me. I think it would make sense for me to venture out there and see if anyone's selling some quilts.
I mean, if you're going to make a day out of it, but otherwise, the thing we had a recent Instagram follower. She found a lot of quilts in an Amish community.
Yeah. And
she got some really good ones.
They were really nice. I think that they'll sell for a good amount of money.
Yeah. And she said that she went to an Amish garage sale. So I don't know. Yeah. An hour plus just to see for a chance. You got to make a good effort on it.
Yeah.
Go to a place.
Game on. There you go. TJ started a business.
All right, TJ.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, there's a nice bins there as well. Lancaster bins, I heard, is good as well. Plus, it's Lancaster's. There's like a million antique malls and thrift stores and stuff. So if I make a day trip there, I spend the whole day there. Plus, there's amazing food. So it could be worth it. So I was thinking about doing some meetups there and seeing if it's worth my time. But like, I don't even know like if I go there, I'm not gonna go knock on some random Amish house and like, hey, you got any quotes for sale? I don't know how I'm gonna find them there.
But I mean, like other people, like usually Amish, in Amish communities, they have like a store that you can buy their goods from. That makes money that goes back to the community. So other people who aren't Amish might have Amish quilts that they bought, from these stores. So you could go to like other garage sales and you might ask the owner, and they would say, oh yeah, I got that from that Amish store or whatever. Or my grandma got that from the Amish, back in the day. So I would just ask around.
Now, can you fake an Amish quilt? Can I say it's Amish and not really be Amish?
Honestly, I don't know how you just like tell from a quilt if it's Amish or not. Like, I don't think that there's. I mean, maybe other people might know, but I don't know. So
is there like a certain like cross stitch pattern that they use that like nobody else can? So
no,
I don't think so.
I think
so. Pretty much,
based on
TJ can make his mom make a quilt that he can call an Amish quilt. Is what you're telling me, right?
Exactly.
Chris is dumb for the Amish.
I couldn't help but laugh.
What's up, Simply Data?
Hey.
Hi.
Cheryl said she has a reputation already, so there'll probably be a ton of blushing, but she's not going to embarrass you. Right, so. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, Johnny said most of us who make quilts like quilts. I always see my tag on the bottom right of the back of the quilt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's a pretty good way to tell nowadays. But the vintage ones didn't used to do that so often.
Yeah, occasionally, like you'll find one that has like the date sewn in. Where it's just kind of like cool. Stitched in there, and that's helpful. Or sometimes they'll put like the city or something like kind of stitched in. But now a lot of quilters have like their own tag that they've done like on an embroidery machine or kind of things like that. So they have a little label that they put on there that said like made especially for you by, and then it has their name often.
Now, is there like certain colors that are popular, vibrant? Is that better than just like patterns? I figure patterns important, but like colors, you want them more to be like not just neutral or vibrant. Doesn't matter.
So you kind of want to look for like delicate florals, or either like kind of the main thing that people are looking for, I think, when they look for quilts is like kind of delicate florals, kind of vintage style prints on the fabric, or something that is really like unique and kind of different, like very vibrant colors or something like that. So there's kind of like mainstream vintage quilts, and then there's like totally unique one-off type that people might be really interested in.
Yeah, we hope to make a video about kind of the most common ones, the highest selling ones, and kind of everything you need to know. So the first
I like your like hype man quote videos.
Yeah, those are a joke. And we actually thought that we thought that there might be a chance that one of them would catch on and kind of get taken up by the YouTube algorithm. But it turns out shorts aren't counted towards the 4,000 watch hours. So that was completely useless.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's good if you want subs. Apparently, the shorts can help you get subs, but you don't count for watch hours now.
Right.
Yeah, but also a lot of people who watched our shorts were quilters, and a couple commented that were like, you know, nothing, like kind of like not mean, but like definitely on the quilter side, and thought that we just were like making fun of them, which was not what we were trying to do. We were trying to, you know, like just showcase these things like in a funny way, you know, but not like laughing at them, you know, but like, you know, bringing them into the joke. But
yeah.
Anyway,
you guys are starting to make it. If you guys get haters now, you guys are starting to make it.
Yeah.
Some of my live videos have like 4 dislikes before I even go live. So you guys know I'm starting to make it.
Paul, who are you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
People hate greatness. You know, that's what I'm gonna say.
There you go. It's really hard to believe that anyone would do that to you, Paul. But
right.
You know, there are people out there.
I appreciate it. I had them in my Etsy store and Mercari, and then it makes them call twice. But yeah, definitely. How much time you put into it, you better price it for insane money. YouTube is going to have its own monetization. Oh, I didn't know that. You've done 62 listings so far.
Wow.
Ooh. Way to go, Carter. Carter's just happy to be out of isolation. Carter lives in Canada, and they've been pretty much sheltered for like the last 2 years of COVID. So he's happy. He's probably happy to see the sun.
Yeah.
As of June shorts, the shorts will have the watch hours. I just watched up with me. Oh, well, there you go. Keep making those hype quotes. Hype whatever. Quote hype man. Is that what they're called?
I gotta think of something different. We gotta get more creative.
Yeah, we're always trying to think of like TikTok ideas and stuff, and we think of a lot of them, but then never get around to actually like filming them and doing them. So we'll have to work on it. Yeah,
if you ever need ideas, Paul, we're kind of the ideas people. Sometimes it's hard to execute them.
Yeah.
I do appreciate all the comments you guys put on my videos with ideas to improve. So I do like that. Maybe sometimes I come off like I don't like it, but I like those comments way more than awesome video. I love the awesome video comments too. They're great, but it's always good to improve for sure.
Exactly.
Nice. Yeah. V start making V. I don't think V can make shorts. I don't think she has that in her brain to make a video that's less than 30 minutes long.
The funny thing about what I've noticed with the clothing reselling community, like that niche of just clothing, is that sometimes we enjoy the long videos because they just put it in the background, and that's part of the community, that part of that niche.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's pretty interesting.
I do the same thing with our videos. I have a lot of time. Plus, I have the 2 screens here, so I have it just playing on one. I don't really pay because you don't have to like fully just watch it. Yeah.
Right.
You can do.
Yeah.
60 seconds. Yeah. 55 seconds actually. There you go. See, each quote depending on the team. The quote is has the quote. Nice. All right, guys. So we're up to the 2-hour mark. We have 1 minute left. Tell people where they can find you on Instagram. You guys have TikTok? You have TikTok, right?
Well, yeah. But we don't advertise it much.
So anything that gets posted on TikTok, we cross-post over to Instagram and onto YouTube as a short. So if you follow us either of those places on YouTube, we're the FI Resellers. On Instagram, we're also the FI Resellers. All one word, no underscores, no nothing. And then we're the same on TikTok, but it's kind of like we reuse the content elsewhere. Yeah. It's really just to get like the editing tools on TikTok.
Yeah. We are
the guys have a website, or is that somebody else?
Yeah, that's our website, thefiresellers.com. We haven't done anything with it. We just wanted to claim it.
Looks like a professional business over here.
It looks kind of like that, but that's just a template.
Yeah. Oh, because I said like this is you guys, right? This is your website?
Yeah, that's ours.
I was like, this is like a professional company. I mean, look at this guy.
But we didn't write any of that stuff.
Yeah, we didn't write any of that stuff.
You didn't do any of this?
No.
No.
All just a template.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
people say these are fake reviews.
No.
they don't say that about us.
Tricky. I was like, wow, these guys are established. I feel like
we had to claim it. We had to claim it because we have big plans. You know, we have big plans for.
Yeah.
That's smart.
This is gonna be exactly.
Yeah. The thing is, if I Google the FI Resellers, I find you guys. That's the most important part, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Hi guys. Like I always thank you guys so much for coming. Your sales video, is that every Sunday or Monday? When does it get released?
We're thinking about doing them every Monday now.
Yeah.
Every Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you guys have any bolos, send them over to them. It will showcase you.
Please, your bolos. We'd love to have you in our community bolo section.
Yeah.
I've learned, guys, they don't turn a bolo down. I know publicly and professionally. They never said no to me. So
Love them.
Yeah. We're always looking for them. So always send them. There's no lower limit of the amount that they sold for. So don't feel like you don't have a good enough bolo to send in. All bolos are good enough.
We're just trying to keep the community. So if it's interesting, send it to us.
Yeah.
So every Monday that video comes out, and then throughout the week there's thrift hauls, other stuff throughout. Yeah. Awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hi guys, thank you so much for coming. I
Yeah.
appreciate you guys being here.
Appreciate you, Paul. Hey,
Every time you guys are on, that hour just flies by. So it doesn't seem like it's an hour.
Yeah, you've done so much for the community, Paul. We love your community. We appreciate you so much.
Stop it. No, keep going.
You're amazing, Paul. All right, thanks so much, everybody. We really enjoyed it.
Everybody, go do some listings now. Get to work. Right?
Yep.
Make the money. Hi guys, have a good one.